Is a diesel heavy-duty truck still the best of them all? Well, in this video, I'm gonna tell you our experience with this truck. We purchased it as a long-term vehicle over 6 months ago. Now it has about 7,000 miles, and we've learned a lot about it. This is the new 2022 Ram 2500 heavy-duty Cummins-powered beast. I'll tell you about what it's like to tow with, road trip with, drag race, fuel efficiency, and much more. The good and the bad, and maybe something ugly as well. So let's get going. Roman and Tommy went out to purchase a truck like this for one main purpose, really. It was to help us at Tumbleweed Ranch. But why did we buy this beautiful silver truck with a night package, which means it has a blacked out grille, blacked out headlights, some other nice touches, and body colored bumpers? Well, supply is a bit limited these days. We wanted a really affordable diesel-powered heavy-duty truck. I'll tell you the price in a few minutes. It wasn't super affordable, but this is what we wanted. We wanted a crew cab to carry all of us to and from the ranch and on road trips. We wanted four-wheel drive. We wanted the diesel, and the rest of it kind of came this way. What do you think? I think it's pretty handsome, actually. I think this is really a good part of this truck. It's great looking.
We just bought our very first, not heavy duty truck, but heavy duty diesel. We're here at Johnson's Auto Plaza. They're great. And we just picked up this, the Ram 2500 with the Cummins.
Now we need to talk about the elephant in the room, Dad.
What's that?
This is not real. This is not really a farm truck. I mean, that is the farm configuration, right? Base model, 8-foot bed. That's the one you want for farm work.
Yeah, let's go inside so we don't get noise.
I think the issue is that, quite honestly, we're just the ultimate city slickers. So, well, we're gonna call this our farm truck. Now, the reason it's not a farm truck is because it's just very expensive. This is a really nice trim. It's also got the smaller of the two beds. But my dad's calling it a farm truck, so I'll let him have his fun, I suppose.
I'm calling it a ranch truck, Tommy. A ranch truck. So, look, if you get the tradesman, right, here's what happens. And I called and looked online to get a base tradesman with the Cummins. The problem is they all come either in two configurations of tradesman. The 8-foot bed, right?
Yep. Yeah, which is good, which is what we want.
Well,
that's what we want for ranch work.
Or the two-door, right? Not the crew cab.
Also what you want for ranch work.
With the Ram. But then there's a problem. Then because there is a chip shortage, the dealers order them with all this stuff on top of them, right? So while potentially you have a $53,000 truck, they do things like put the tow package on it, give it the better wheels and tires, give it the skid plates, and quickly you get to a $58,000 truck. So that's as cheap as I could find a tradesman. And then the other problem is they're really hard to find. Even the $58,000 ones, especially with the shorter bed, aren't around.
I'm not convinced there, Dad. Why didn't we just get the Hemi?
Because we want to do a series of videos where the most common question that we get from you guys is, hey, pick the trailer. Should I get a full-size truck or a heavy-duty truck? So we want to do a series of videos where we finally determine at what point should you go from a full-size truck to a towing rig like this, because I believe that this one will tow up to 20,000 pounds. You know, a full-size truck, even if it's, let's say fully loaded, maybe 12 to 14 if you get the ultimate configuration.
Hey guys, it's Andre here from TFL to talk about protecting your truck from mud, dirt, bugs, and more with Avalon King's Armor Shield 9 ceramic coating. This do-it-yourself kit will polish to a brilliant shine and protect your truck's paint, glass, plastics, and wheels for up to 5 years. The first 2 years are guaranteed. Last month, I tested Avalon King's Armor Shield 9 myself by applying it to half of our brand new Silverado ZR2 truck to see just how well its hydrophobic nanotechnology works. I then drove it over 700 miles, went through dirt in Moab, Utah, drove it through Rocky Mountain snow, and buried it in Colorado mud. Later, at the car wash, the dirt and grit dropped off with ease. Nothing would stick to the coated side of the truck, not even bug splatters. Simply put, Avalon King is like wax on steroids. Protect your truck or vehicle from life's insults with Avalon King's Armor Shield 9. Click on the link below and order your kit today. And make sure to use the order code FASTLANE25 when you do, because you will receive $25 off your order. Your truck will thank you. So what's under the hood of this beast? It's this standard output Ram Cummins engine, turbo diesel, 6.7 liters of displacement, straight six orientation. I think it's a beauty. The power rating is 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque. Still a lot of grunt. And something else you get with this engine is their standard 68 RFE 6-speed automatic transmission, which generally speaking doesn't have a great reputation, but so far it's been really solid for us. But here's a big question. To step up to the diesel from a Ram Hemi-powered gas V8 costs $9,495. That's a lot of money. Is it worth it? I'll let you know at the end of this video, but to get going, let me show you the first job really this truck did is to bring gravel and road base to Tumbleweed Range. And here's David and I towing with this rig.
Will thank me.
55, 57.
Oh, almost 3 ton this time.
3 ton, yeah.
Yeah. Well, your new Dodge won't even, no, your new Ram won't even know it's back there.
Welcome to 2022.
I haven't been here very long.
I'm sorry, I mean the truck.
I'm still living in the past, Andre.
No, I mean the truck.
Tow haul mode.
Just once, okay.
And then I use this when I need it.
No, you just click it.
Oh,
click it. Click it once.
And it uses it when it senses you're braking.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Oh.
So there's 2 settings. The first click is full on, which means when you're letting off the accelerator, it'll try to bring you to a full stop.
Okay.
Then there's also auto, which means, let's say you're going down the mountain, and with the brake, you braked up to about 40 miles an hour. And that auto setting will try to maintain that speed for you.
So I'm letting off the accelerator right now.
Did you hear it?
And I can feel it and hear it. It's just a slight little rumble.
All right, so once again, this is where I did the acceleration in the other truck.
Okay.
Let's see how you do.
All right, I'm gonna ease into it.
Okay.
All right, here we go, full on. It hardly knows anything's back there.
And it's just shifting for you, obviously. So what kind of work is this truck capable of? Well, the tow rating is really great. It's rated at 20,000 pounds of conventional towing. It has a 2.5-inch hitch receiver. We've used it many times. And actually the first trip I did, it was a road trip where I went out about 3 hours away to pick up an Aluma trailer and I towed it back home. That was a very light job for this big truck. And I want to show you the fuel economy I got on this trip. That's the good part. So here's that video with the Aluma trailer now. And here's what I'm trying to see. Can I go about 380 miles on 1 tank of diesel over the mountains, 190 miles without the trailer, pick up a brand new Aluma trailer, and then 190 miles home? All right, so I just got on I-70 interstate going west. And basically my trip is from Boulder, Colorado to Rifle, Colorado. Like I said, about 190 miles each way. And I do have to cross the Continental Divide, the Ike Gauntlet, several mountain passes, including Vail. Well, here's the result on my unladen trip to Rifle, Colorado. I'm basically done pulling up to their location, 195.5 miles and 20.7 MPG. I am pleasantly surprised. I thought close to 20 would be possible, but I didn't think it would be as high as that. Now it's time just to get on the road, and then I can get you the final fuel economy number. All right, let me melt my credit card, actually TFL's credit card, and see how much fuel we've used for real. 22.101. Let's calculate. So I went 395 miles and I used 22.101 gallons. The result is 17.9 if I round up. So the truck was saying about 18.9, so the truck was optimistic. The real result is actually a little bit worse, but still hauling the trailer all the way back, although empty, pretty good. I am pleasantly surprised, and we were able to do it on one tank. As you saw there, it gets really great efficiency on the highway and towing a very lightweight trailer. But here's the not so good part. It's the payload rating, 2,234 pounds for this big horn Ram 2500 four-wheel drive. It's not a luxury truck. It's more of a work version. And I really want to see these numbers. This is not unique to Ram. Ford and some Chevrolet GM trucks have similar payloads in this class, 3/4 ton truck. But I want to see those numbers higher. For example, GM lifted their gross vehicle weight ratings and got some more up to like 3,000 pounds on a truck like this. So in the future, Ram, I want to see higher payloads so you can carry a camper, maybe carry different types of trailers with heavier tongue weights. That would be nice. As I was saying, it's a big horn, which means cloth seats, a little bit more simple interior, but a lot of nice touches too. Look at this leather wrapped steering wheel, of course, cruise control, many other features that I'll show you in a second. Let me start this engine up. Yes. And here's the other thing I love about this Ram truck. It's very easy to use. Look at this column shifter, very traditional for a pickup truck. I'm used to this. Maybe that's why I like that, because I've had this in other pickup trucks as well. But to me, it makes a lot of sense. It opens up some space down here. This has that fancy sliding console, which many other Ram trucks do. Lots of storage. Also, my controls are in one place. My four-wheel drive controls. By the way, we haven't done any specific off-roading with this truck. Primarily because it's not really a off-road. It is four-wheel drive, but it's not a special off-road model like a Power Wagon would be. The other great thing is about these switches, you got your proximity warning for parking, a tow haul mode, and exhaust brake. And this is amazing. Here's the video of this truck on the Ike Gauntlet World's Toughest Towing Test right here in Colorado, taking a pretty heavy trailer down the mountain. And well, you'll see how many brake applications it had.
And Andre, talk to me about this downhill test. What are we doing?
So we've been running this mountain for almost 9.5 years.
Yeah, you said we have over 140 Ike Gauntlets.
Yes, and we're measuring brake applications on the way down in a traditional gasoline or diesel vehicle. And basically we want to see the fewer the brake applications, the better, because we're saving brakes, we're controlling our heavy trailers on the way down the mountain. And in this diesel, I have a lot of tools for this. First of all, I have tow haul mode, which gives me great shifting. Like you see, it downshifted for me. I didn't do it. And then I also have an automatic exhaust brake.
What does that mean?
That means basically using the turbocharger, the engine is able to create back pressure to slow the vehicle down. And it's smart. The automatic mode on the exhaust brake is supposed to maintain the speed that I set, which is 50 miles an hour. So we're at the bottom, guys. 0 brake applications, towing 9,600 pounds. What else do you want from a diesel? So Tommy, the procedure on the way up the mountain, the Ike Gauntlet mountain, is we start at 35 miles per hour on the on-ramp, and then I just nail the throttle and we get to 60 and we try to stay at 60, and you reset it, right?
Yep, I got the timer going, right?
And now.
Go. We're timing. So.
I reset the trip meter, you're timing. I have pedal to the metal, and I want to kind of call out when I reach 60, okay? Are you ready?
Yep, 55.
58, 9, 60 right now. So that was actually not too bad.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Now, this Cummins is one of the best sounding engines in the entire automotive industry. I don't care if you're a Lamborghini guy or if you're a Mini Cooper guy, this sound is amazing. It's got like this low baritone grumble that is just so confidence inspiring.
We're almost crossing the line, and stop.
So that was 8 minutes and 8 seconds, which is pretty much as good as it gets.
Yeah, it's basically almost a benchmark run. 5.8 MPG, 5.8 MPG on the way up, and 10.9 MPG overall.
So as you saw there on the Ike Gauntlet, this truck is amazing for towing, and that's why you buy a diesel. But I just wanted to mention the screen. First of all, it's not the humongous screen that's available also in some of the Ram heavy-duty trucks, but that's okay. I've had some complaints from some of the team members, for example, Case, who've been using this truck quite frequently, that it's kind of difficult to pair. Make sure it's connected via the cable. Okay. So of course Apple CarPlay is provided, but for example for Case and sometimes for me, pairing the device is sometimes an issue. Yeah, otherwise the Uconnect 5 system is just dirt simple and really useful. Only one camera, of course, because this is a simple Bighorn model. So a lot of good, but a couple of hiccups here. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some fun, which comes courtesy of this. First of all, this Bighorn Night Edition comes with a 20-inch wheel with this Transforce AT tire from Firestone. Pretty good so far in the rain. We haven't seen much snow in this truck quite yet. But so far this tire has been good. But I want to talk about drag racing. We recently did a drag race, this truck versus a Ford F-250 versus a GM heavy-duty truck. And although this is a lot of torque coming out of this Cummins engine, well, it wasn't the winner. Let me show you the video and then let me explain.
Oh, there goes Nathan again.
Oh, lost a little tiny bit of traction.
I'm close. He's not beating me as by as much. Come on, Ford is catching up.
These guys are not as asleep at the wheel as they were last time, but I still am taking them. Oh,
that Ford's got a lot of power at the end. And yes!
What the hell? Did you get me at the last minute?
Yeah, it kept accelerating like a freight train, and I think I grabbed you.
That result is not just because this is a standard engine and not the high output version, but it's also because of the character of the truck. The Cummins Straight 6 was never, a racing engine from the factory. It's always meant to do work, tow heavy loads on long distances, and I think still that's what it's best at, not drag racing. It doesn't have the 10-speed automatics that some other trucks do in the segment. It also doesn't have that monstrous top-end horsepower. So I think that's okay though. That's okay because the Cummins is for doing work. And like I was saying, the Cummins engine is great at towing heavy trailers. So here's Mr. Truck and I. We towed the Black Series, very large and heavy camping overland trailer on our MPG Loop in a very controlled manner. And here's the result it got. We get this question from you all the time. Which pickup truck is best for me? Is it a half-ton truck like this Ford F-150? Or is it a heavy-duty truck for towing a camping trailer or other types of trailers? And we're gonna do a definitive comparison right now.
Well, yes! There's big differences between both. They have good things and bad things, and we're gonna try to bring that out to help you make that decision on which truck works for you.
Mr. Truck, are you ready for the half-ton highway run?
It's beautiful, it's quiet, it's cloudy, so you got no extra heat, you got no wind. And this is unusual. We've had like, what, 3 weeks of wind?
We had like 5 weeks of wind.
5 weeks of wind? It's terrible.
So we're gonna do the same loop in the same exact way, same day. I'm gonna set the cruise control at 70, okay?
Okay.
Which is our standard highway speed. What did the truck say? Do you remember?
It was in the sevens from you.
Sevens?
Sevens.
Oh, it got to 8.2. That's nice.
Holy cow.
8.2. Oh, that's quite a top off. That's a big one.
Yeah, an eighth of a gallon.
All right, let's calculate. According to the GPS and the truck, 66 miles divided by 8.46 gallons. 8.46 gallons. 7.8. No! The truck said 8.2.
Well, it was feeling good today because there's no wind and clouds.
Dude, I really thought it was going to be closer to 10. About the same speed, 70 miles an hour. I set the cruise control right here. The RPM is almost the same as in the Ford. It's around, I want to say 16 to 1700 RPM, which is where the diesel loves being.
Yes,
right?
yes. Yeah, you don't get it much over 2,000. Some a few of the V8s will go a little higher, but yeah, this is good, and that's one of the reasons they last so long. Is one of the reasons that they get better fuel mileage, you know, with the load.
Oh yeah. So, Mr. Truck, what does the computer say on the RAM?
11.9. It was so close to 12 miles to the gallon.
I cannot believe how much. Well, let's see what that actually is.
Well, yeah, that's true. Before we get too crazy.
Oh my goodness!
That grade shifting is impressive for a 6-speed.
So 66 miles divided by 6.035 equals 11. Well, 10.9.
Well, almost 11. Yeah.
Almost 11. So the computer was a little bit optimistic.
Yeah, it was off by 1, kind of like what yours was, wasn't it?
Well, mine was only off by like 0.4.
Oh.
But the craziest part, Mr. Truck, is that we spent almost $40 in gasoline in the F-150, and we spent about $35 here, so that's $5 savings.
That's amazing. The difference in price was a lot.
Yes.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Even though the diesel was more expensive, the diesel truck in the end, the heavier one, still came through. And it was a little bit more stable, a little bit more confident.
You could definitely feel that. It just felt solid, you know.
And that towing video just shows that a heavy-duty truck is still king when you compare it against a half-ton F-150 hybrid, for example, in that case. Really good efficiency, going high speed. But let me show you some accessories that we've added after the fact, starting with this. Because we are often on gravel roads and dirt roads, working at the ranch, this mud flap from WeatherTech came in super useful to protect the body of the truck and actually not fling too many rocks in the back. And then also, thanks to our friends at Mopar Accessories, we got this step. Originally the truck didn't have it, and it was a little bit of a challenge to go all the way into the cab because it's a heavy-duty truck that's higher off the ground. But this step, even for me, I think was just right, and they have multiple different kinds. You can get them in chrome, but we really like this blacked out one. They also have ones that go all the way to the rear tire and cover this area. We still have big plans for this truck, and this is part of it. This is also a Mopar accessory, helps you get out of the bed in a very easy way. But why am I talking about the bed? Well, this is why. First, we have a tonneau cover, which is very useful. It took me just about 5 to 10 minutes to install it. And then it unveils this, something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Yep, I got myself, or ourselves, a fifth wheel hitch. This is a Mopar accessory. It's rated up to 30,000 pounds, so it's actually heavier rated than the truck is capable of. But I got this because we can hopefully reuse it in future tests with some dualies as well. And I'll be doing a video towing a fifth wheel pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. All those things obviously cost money, This is quite heavy, also takes away from your payload, which is why that payload number is very, very crucial and important. Oh, and by the way, we also added this nice hood guard from WeatherTech. It helps us prevent a few stone chips. And I showed you a lot of good and bad already. But in my opinion, that light bulb in there, that's the ugly part. The standard incandescent headlights are just dim. They're not strong enough at night. I know they have LEDs. They have super fancy headlights on these Ram heavy duty trucks. Also the ones that swivel when you turn, but this basic one needs to be improved somehow. I'm not sure what you would do with it. Maybe just offer LEDs for everybody. But this is, in my opinion, is the ugly part of this truck. Needs an upgrade. And by the way, this truck already does have a few scars. A couple of these scratches on the tailgate are from when Roman was carrying actually a Bronco soft top for our long-term Bronco, and in the wind it flipped around and scratched on the outside of the tailgate. Yes, we're bummed. It's basically the first scar, or the first scars. Well, I've made you wait long enough. What about the price and the value? And is it worth it? Is it really the best truck for most jobs? Well, let's start with the diesel engine. The Cummins, I told you, costs almost $9,500. Is it worth it? I would say yes. We've proven several times that on longer journeys, towing heavy trailers, this engine, even with a higher cost of diesel fuel, is still better than most other half-ton trucks or gas-powered heavy-duty trucks. So I would say the engine is worth it. Has it been a good truck? Also yes. Other than the couple of small issues that I showed you on the inside with the infotainment system, a couple of glitches there, and the headlights, I think it's been wonderful. And the price on this puppy ended up with all the options was $68,840, which is a lot, I know. And the night package costs almost $3,000. So what I would do to bring the price down on one of these, maybe subtract the night package. You'll get a chrome or maybe a black painted bumpers, and you won't get the fancy wheels, but I think that doesn't matter. Some other things you can do, instead of a bighorn, you could step down to a tradesman, maybe subtract some of the other features, but as long as you have that exhaust brake, that diesel engine, four-wheel drive, I think this still is a good value in the segment and an excellent truck. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as we progress further into the 12 months and maybe beyond with this truck, I'll give you another update on the oil changes that we're doing and much more to come. And as always, go back to alltfl.com for everything automotive, one-stop shop in one place across the industry.
Have you ever wondered what the coolest motorcycle ever made is? Well, I have a definitive answer for you. It's this 1970 Honda Trail 70 that our good buddy Andy Smith fully rebuilt for us. It's got a rebuilt engine, all kinds of new old stock parts on this bike, and we did an entire video series showing the rebuild and showing these bikes in action and what they're capable of. And now this bike is being auctioned to benefit Biker Down, a charity that benefits bikers and their families after an incident. So it's going to support a really great cause, and that's all thanks to our friends at Rider Justice. If you're interested in getting your hands on one of the coolest motorcycles ever made, head on over to TFLbids.com right now. You don't have much time left.